What is going on, YouTube? And welcome back to my channel, JoJo Speaks. Thank y'all so much for joining me for this being my ponytail looks so lopsided, child. Anyways, it's there, y'all. Anyways, so thank y'all so much for joining me for this being my Hot Topics and Social Commentary show. I'm so glad that you guys have decided to join myself and Genesita as she comes in. Thank y'all so much for joining me. This is going to be a great show, y'all. A couple things I want y'all to do before we get started. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Press that big red subscribe button. It is free and easy to do. Takes less than a second to mash that thing, y'all. So go ahead and mash it. Also, be sure to give me a thumbs up on this video. Let me know you're enjoying the content that I'm putting out on my channel. Also, be sure to leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on the various topics that we'll be discussing on tonight. Also, be sure to press the notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. Once again, thank y'all so much for joining me, y'all. I thought I was going to be late. I was actually out celebrating my brother Javon's 50th birthday. We went to we went up near Charlotte to a seafood restaurant with my sister Deanna, my sister-in-law Jessica, and also Javon's mother. Shout out to all of them, as well as his cousin and all that. So we had a really good time, but I thought I was going to be late, but thankfully I am here with y'all. I see Dustin in the comments. Hey, Dustin. Dustin said hi. And then we also have Auntie Robin in the comments. Auntie Robin says hi to Dustin. Hello, Auntie Robin, and hello, Dustin. I'm so glad that you guys have decided to join us. And it looks like we have Bianca. Bianca's
Hey, y'all.
What's going on, Bianca? Thank you so much for joining me for tonight's Hot Topics and Social Commentary show. You looking real relaxed and just ready to do your thing. I love it. And we
Yes,
both
yes.
hey. Anyways, y'all know I like to give my condolences out. And so Detective John Brown from the First 48, he passed away after a battle with cancer. I don't know if you guys watched the First 48, but he was on the Tulsa team. If y'all watch First 48, Tulsa always gets them investigations done. They always find the perpetrator. They always get it done. And so I was just so sad to see that, because Tulsa is one of my favorite departments to watch on the First 48, besides Mobile, Alabama, which is my second favorite. But my condolences to his family and friends and things of that nature. Also, Karen Huger. Karen Huger is going to be released from jail. She's being released on September 2nd. We will get to a little bit of Potomac news because the trailer did come out earlier today or yesterday. I did watch the trailer, so I'll give you guys my thoughts probably near the end of the show. But yes, Karen will be getting out next week. I don't think that I'm surprised by that. I don't know what her attitude is going to be like coming into the fray. I can only assume that she'll be back on the show. I know that filming has wrapped for this 10th season of Housewives of Potomac. However, they are good for picking up a camera after shooting is over and getting a little bit of extra bean footage for the end of the season. So my mother and I spoke about it during my brother's birthday dinner earlier today. I was like, do you think that that she's going to come back with a more humble approach, or is she still going to be the Karen Huger we all know and love? And I said, hey, she might take a little bit of accountability, say, yes, I shouldn't have done what I did. Yes, I put my life as well as other people's life at risk by what I did. But however, at the same time, she's still going to be the Karen Huger that we know and love. I don't think that's going away at all. I think she's going to say her piece and then do her thing. Bianca, did you hear the news about Karen Huger possibly definitely getting out on September 2nd? It seems like she got some good behavior going on.
Yes, I did. And I'm excited. I'm going to miss Karen this season. I didn't see the trailer, heard of some juicy stuff going on, so hopefully they can manage it without her. But I'm ready to see her back in the mix.
Absolutely, I am. To be honest, she Well, Wendy's my favorite housewife on Housewives of Potomac. However, Karen is definitely my second favorite for sure. And it's going to be interesting to see how the girls make this 10th season go. Once again, we'll get to the trailer a little bit later on in the show, but I, for one, am excited. Stacey is back. Kay is back, which I don't know why, because she really didn't bring much last season. But hey, we'll see. We'll see what she brings this season. But anyways, so Lil Nas X, he is out on bail. He had a $75,000 bail for his charges. I can't remember exactly what his charges were per se. I know he allegedly attacked some of the police officers that were trying. I don't know if he's being charged with indecency for him being, undressed walking on the streets. I saw the video of him in his underwear and his cowboy boots, but I also saw another video of him with nothing on. So I don't know if there's a charge relating to that at all. But he did post on his Instagram. I do follow him on Instagram. He said that he said your girl is going to be all right. And he said that was effing terrifying. I know that Bianca and I spoke on this last week, but once again, I just want to say that I am praying for him. Jennifer suggested that I pray for him, and I did just that. I did pray for him. I hope that he revises the people around him, revises his team, revises those who are handling his career, revise those who he allows in his circle, so that they can help him in making better decisions for his life. Because once you get a lot of money, you sort of kind of feel like you're untouchable. You sort of kind of feel like you can do anything that you want to do under the sun. You can just do it, and that's all there is to it. But people are watching, especially in this age of social media. Everybody's got camera phones, everybody's got phones, everybody's able to see what you were doing outside of the confines of your home. And so if you decided to step out, people have every right to do whatever it is that they want to do as far as the footage that they might be taking of you. So I hope Little Nas gets better. I hope he learns a lesson. I hope this teaches him a good lesson. And hopefully we'll see him move forward in a more positive way going forward. Bianca, did you see that video on Instagram that he posted saying that he was all right and that it was terrifying and all that stuff? And once again, what are your thoughts on him and the moves that he makes going forward?
I am glad that he's, okay. I hope that this did teach him a lesson, because
Right.
again, I feel like jail is the remedy for every situation. Because let's say
It's
he go back in there, he can come right back out and do the same thing over again. That's not really going to help him heal, so to speak.
right.
So I hope that he gets the help that he need, and like you said, I hope that he revives his circle, because there was no way that could have been my friend and he would have been walking down the street like that.
Exactly.
There's no way.
Exactly. We got a couple more comments. Bianca, if you don't mind reading these comments for me, please.
Most definitely, it's Miss Kim. She said, "Hey, Jonathan."
Good evening, Miss Kim. So
Hey,
glad to
Miss
see
Kim.
you. So wonderful to see you.
And then Miss Kim says hello to Robin and Dustin. And she said, "Hey, Bianca." Hey, Miss Kim. And then she said Karen will be going back. She did no rehab.
Yeah,
What?
and that's an issue. And of course, jail is kind of a, involuntary rehab because I mean, even though there is alcohol in jail, I mean, they are able to make it themselves. But I don't know if she's going to check into a rehab. I know she supposedly checked into rehab, instead of going to the reunion, but then she went into custody soon thereafter. So shoot, I don't know, child. I don't know.
Then Miss Robin Moore says, "Hey, Miss Kim," and "Hey, Miss Bianca." Hey, Miss Robin. And then Miss Robin says, "Your brother, there's another."
Yes, there is another. So altogether, I have three siblings. I have my oldest sister Deanna. She's also a Libra like myself. Then I have my older brother Javon, my only brother. He turned 50 today. He is a Virgo. And then I have Genesita, who of course is a Leo. So yeah. I do have other siblings. Everyone is always shocked when I reveal that stuff.
And Miss Kim said, Karen didn't take any accountability when she was busted.
No, she did not. And that's why I said that I hope that she does take accountability if and when she does return to the show. I'm not going to put too much hope into that or faith into that because of who Karen Huger is and the fact that she did not go to the reunion, meaning that she did not want to take accountability at all. So I think it's really all up in the air whether we'll actually see any of that happening. I'm not going to expect it though.
I hope so, because after the footage rolled, and if you go back to filming, there's nothing you can say about that. You have to sit up and take accountability. Like, there's no inching around the truth. No, everybody saw the truth.
Right.
Auntie, we love you, but we saw you acting a fool now. So,
Okay.
I feel like she's gonna have to say something now. So,
Absolutely.
Miss Cam said Karen was drinking that toilet hooch.
Exactly. Exactly. The hooch. That's what they be making up in prison. The hooch, honey. The homemade alcoholic beverages. Child. Anyway, we'll see what happens when it comes to that.
And then Miss Kim says, I thought it was just you and Jen. Y'all got siblings.
Yes, yes, we definitely do have siblings. Although we weren't raised with Deanna and Javon, we've always known that, they were our brother and sisters. So
And Dustin Butler says she's not going to take any accountability with this, in my opinion.
yeah, I'm not expecting her to, because as far as what I know of Karen, to me, is not in her DNA. Especially once again, the fact that she did not go to the reunion shows me that she's avoiding accountability. And when you avoid accountability, then that doesn't say much for your reputation or whatever. And with Karen being who she is, that feels as though she's not obligated to take accountability because she's Karen Huger and she's the Grand Dame. And, that's not going to make me feel any other way about her because that's what I expect from Karen when I watch Karen. I don't expect for her to take accountability. And I think Giselle brought up a good point this previous season that she's always deflecting. And when you're always deflecting, that means you don't want the attention to be on yourself. So, it is what it is as far as that's concerned, but we'll see what happens. I do have a good feeling though that they will get some footage of Karen for this season, and she will show up in some way, shape, or form, just like they were able to film Portia in her home after they stopped filming in Atlanta. I'm sure they'll be able to get now. Something else my mother and I discussed is, do you think they're going to have the cameras there for when she gets released? I said, I do not think Karen will allow cameras to show her in her cornrows and,
Right.
looking busted and, all that good stuff. No,
No makeup, no nothing.
no, that's not the way Karen rolls whatsoever. So yeah, it is what it is. But anyway, so Tyrone sent me this story earlier this morning. So tennis player Taylor Townsend, she discussed an exchange with Helena Ostapenko. Ostapenko lost their match. And so, of course, if anyone who doesn't watch tennis, there's always a handshake at the end of the match. And after the handshake, Ostapenko told Townsend, she told me I have no class, no education, and to see what happens when we get outside the US. Now, typically in tennis, there's not a lot of hoopla. There's not a lot of altercations that's going on. There's not, and by the way, Taylor Townsend is of African American descent. Well, maybe not African American because I don't know if she's from the U.S., but she is a Black woman. And her opponent just so happened to be a white woman, and so the Ostapenko mentioned something about their warm up. So apparently Townsend didn't do what they typically do during the warm up. Before every match, there's always a warm up between the two players, and they just kind of warm up a little bit before the match. And so apparently Townsend did something that Ostapenko did not like before the match actually happened. However, if you mad that you lost, you could just say that. You could just say that. You don't have to downgrade someone else to try to pull yourself up. Much like, a Coco Golf's opponent at the French Open final, when the opponent said, if I hadn't played so badly, ain't no way she would have won. Like, of course, this is to be expected when it comes to the art of sport. Of course, we'll always encounter unsportsmanlike conduct here and there, but this happened at the U.S. Open, and it happened when cameras were rolling. Cameras are literally on the court when this is happening, and the mic was able to pick up exactly what the woman said, and so. This does not make Taylor Townsend look bad. I saw Taylor Townsend's press conference. She didn't say anything bad about Ostapenko afterwards, of course, taking the classy route. And I completely support her in that. But, it is what it is as far as that's concerned. Bianca, what are your thoughts on things like that happening in the sports realm, where someone loses a match and then they take it out on their opponent who beat them fair and square? Like, what are your thoughts on things like that happening?
You shouldn't be in sports. You gotta have
exactly.
If that's how you're gonna respond, because you wouldn't want her to respond like that to you if you would have won and she lost. So why are you coming at the lady talking about wait to see what happens outside of when we get outside of the and all of that carrying on? Because what do you mean wait to see what's going to happen? That could have been taken any kind of way. You could have got bopped upside the head with that tennis racket right then and there. Like, why we gotta wait? What are we waiting for? If you gonna do something, do it right now. Like, what are we talking about? So I don't think she needs to get better coaching, better sportsmanship, something, because this probably not going to be your last time losing, especially with the attitude that she has. So.
Okay. I saw this one video of Venus Williams at the net, shaking hands with her opponent, and her opponent gave her a look, and Venus turned around and like, what was that look about? What was going on? What was that all about? Because I just did beat your ass, but don't forget, I'm from Compton, ho. Okay, so you could get the hands, honey. You could get these hands, girl.
All of it, you can have it.
Let me see. I don't know if we've read this comment yet. Have we read this comment yet?
Yes. That's Miss Robin.
Okay.
Yep, we read that one.
All right.
And yep, Karen drinking the hooch.
Oh.
And Dustin. And Unveiled Vibrations is here. Hello, beautiful people, he says.
All right.
Hey. Hola.
Hey, Tyrone. What's going on, bro?
Okay. So, Miss Kim said, I would have shown that white squat scallywag exactly how classless I can get. I know that's right.
Okay. You could see me outside. Catch me outside, boo. Catch me outside, boo.
Hey, Miss Sammy. Miss Sammy's here. She said she was just watching that match. It was an awesome match. Taylor has great stats. Old girl just lost and was mad about it.
Wow, I did not know that you like tennis, Miss Tammy, because I love me some tennis. Now, I don't watch it nearly as much as I used to when Venus and Serena were more active in the singles matches, but I love watching tennis. I love watching some tennis, girl.
And that's Miss Kim speaking to Tyrone.
All right.
And Tyrone speaking to Miss Kim.
Ooh.
And Miss Tammy said Taylor handled it with so much class.
She did. She definitely did. And that's what we have to do as people of color. We have to always take the high road. We have to always take a high road, because when we go low, when they go low, that just makes their stereotypes of us being mad Black women, being angry, aggressive Black men, that just furthers their stereotypes of us and makes us look even worse. And so, of course, it's not fair for us to have to always go high. But it's just a matter of fact, y'all.
That's when you give her a hug. Like, let me hug you, opponent. Put your arm.
Okay.
Hey.
Did you see that?
Hey, Ladybug.
And then whoever wants to read that comment for me, please.
It's Miss Kim. She said, I played tennis in high school and in college. I've never had an opponent come at me like that, nor did I ever go there with them. It's called sportsmanship.
I had no idea you knew about. I found out 2 of my subscribers like tennis. I learn something new every day. Miss Kim and Terry. Hey, I wanted to play tennis, but nah, it wouldn't happen.
And Miss Sammy said Coco Golf is playing now.
Oh, okay. I'm glad to hear that she's still in the U.S. Open. Also, Venus Williams, she won a doubles match earlier today. With I can't remember who her partner is, but she did win a doubles match earlier today. So she's going forward to the next round. Also, there was a mass pew-pew-pewing in Minnesota yesterday where 2 people lost their lives, unfortunately. And the perpetrator is a 23-year-old Robin Westman. She was identified as the Pum Pum Pewer who Pum Pum Pewed students and teachers that they were playing. It was at a school. Let me see if I can see the name of the school. No, I don't have the name of the school. But my condolences to all of those who were affected by that happening, because that's terrible. Genesita, how goes it? And do you mind taking over the comments from here, if you don't mind, please?
I don't know what made you think I wouldn't.
Oh, okay, all right. I just wanted to ask, okay, because
somebody tell Bianca to get out and come back in, okay? She is what?
Frozen.
Oh no, Frozen. She has an icebox where her heart used to.
Yeah, please, somebody tell Bianca to go out and come back in, because she is definitely frozen. But anyway, Jennifer, how you doing?
Man, I am here. Happy to have made it here. This was a week, and you guys talked about some great things already. I'm so happy to be upon this show.
All right. Do you have any comments on the 2 things that we covered earlier? Talking about the tennis match, and then what did we I can't even remember what we talked about before that. That's sad.
Oh, like the thing about the tennis match.
Oh, yeah. And we also talked about Karen Huger being released on the 2nd of September. That's the other thing we talked about.
I'm excited for Karen. I'm excited for Karen. Like, I know the foolishness is going to come back, but I'm excited, to be honest with you. I really don't mind one bit. I don't mind one bit.
And are you expecting any type of accountability coming out of Karen's mouth when she returns?
Now, when I saw Funky Dineva, he's a very big fan of Karen Huger. He was very excited to hear that she's getting out. Mm-hmm. And he was like, this is your chance to just be open and, just say everything. Like, you've experienced the other side and your consequences. She's going to be able to do this, that, and I don't believe she's going to,
I'm not going to expect it. I'm not going to expect it.
I expect her to be like, I wasn't even drunk that night. That I wouldn't be surprised if she said that. I wouldn't be surprised. So.
And any thoughts on that tennis match before we move forward?
You know what I'm saying? Haters gonna hate at all times. They don't know how to do anything else. You know what I'm saying? When you a hater, the haters must hate. So if that's one thing I'll say about tennis. I think we see some of the biggest displays of horrible sportsmanship and people that just don't know how to lose well in tennis. And I think there's already, please excuse me, I'm sorry to take it there, but we already know it is there. There's a horrible air of racism there. And absolutely. It certainly doesn't help that she's going off and being upset about this particular woman having this.
She just so happens to be a woman of color, but would she say that to a woman who is not a woman of color? I don't know.
Exactly. And of course, those are the pre-built insults that they have from people of color as well. You're uneducated, you're this, you're that.
Yeah. Right.
If I'm so uneducated, why am I here? I'm here with you. Not only am I here, I'm here with you.
Okay, and I just beat you in our match. On top of that.
You.
Anyways, any more comments before we move forward to our next story, Genesita?
I believe They need to do something about the gun. Oh, sorry, the pew-pews. Let me
Yes.
tell you something. What's sad is that it just doesn't look like they're gonna do anything because it's not on their priority list, and that's
And
and
and she also took her own life as well. So
was a she? I thought it was a boy.
it was a she, I believe.
Ooh,
That's all.
child.
Wow.
I hope we ain't looking at 2 different ones. Lord have
I
mercy.
It
hope
might
not.
be
How many people went to glory on this one?
2.
We're looking at the same one.
Okay. Okay.
And, like, 17 injured
Yes. Yes.
in the Catholic Church?
Yes. It was a church school. A
I
church
thought it was
school.
a boy
Yeah.
that had long hair. I'm gonna stop there because 'cause I'm not informed. Anyway, Miss, Kim says, "My high school tennis coach was a racist."
Ooh. Yikes.
I'm telling and I believe it's, a culture inside of tennis. Now, whether or not they're going to acknowledge that because tennis is more one of those world sports rather than,
Mhm.
just the, United States centered.
Yeah.
So, but then again, it's like even those other world sports like,
Like
football
football, the real football.
football, um, they experience those same things.
Right.
So hey, I'm just happy that people are standing up for themselves and not getting, bowled over by a bunch of sore losers.
Right.
Absolutely, absolutely. So next story. So Snoop Dogg was on a podcast, and he mentioned that he took his grandchild to the movies to watch the Lightyear movie. Is the Buzz Lightyear movie that came out, I think, 2 or 3 years ago. That was the origin story for Buzz Lightyear from Toy Story. And in that movie, there is a lesbian couple, and the lesbian couple has a child. I don't know if they adopt the child or one of them physically has the child. I can't remember. I did see the movie, but I can't remember exactly how the child came about. And Snoop said that his grandchild turned to him and said, "Granddaddy Snoop, they two women. How this happen? How that work? How that work?" And Snoop is like, "What? I mean, I just wanted to watch a movie. I didn't come here to have all these discussions and conversations about sexuality." Well, he didn't say those words, but it made him feel uncomfortable. Now, Snoop said nothing derogatory towards the LGBTQIA plus community. He did not say it was nasty. He didn't say that he didn't support it. He just said that he was uncomfortable with having that conversation with his young grandchild. Here's my thing. As far as I know, Snoop has never said anything derogatory towards the LGBTQIA plus community. Not from my recollection. I've never heard him say the F word. I've never heard him speak negatively against us. However, I've never heard him say anything positive about us either. So I really don't know where he stands. And he's more than likely doing that on purpose, which I don't blame him for doing that. Because if you feel as though your opinion is not the popular opinion, keeping it to yourself is in my opinion, especially if you're in the public eye, is probably the best thing for you to do. T.S. Madison did say that his words, she was asked by TMZ about it, and she did say that his words were homophobic. I don't necessarily agree with that. And however, I do understand that that is probably a conversation that a lot of people are not ready to have. However, it does not excuse you from having the conversation because the conversation is very necessary. It's very necessary because there are people in the LGBTQIA plus community everywhere. We are going nowhere. So it's best for you to educate yourself at least a little bit on our plight and the way that things go on. And I do get really nervous about those who are in families that are against the LGBTQIA plus community because when those conversations do happen, it's always the wrong conversation. It always goes the wrong way. And it's never a positive thing. And it turns into hate. So that's a very, very sticky subject. I understand where Snoop is coming from. I really do understand because I know why that would be an uncomfortable conversation. And once again, I understand why that might be an uncomfortable conversation for someone like Snoop Dogg. Because if that's not your thing and when you don't understand it, it's hard to explain to a younger person who is in your life, who knows you and who's known you all of their life, and you don't know what to say. So like what is my opinion on that? If your child asks you about those things and you don't know about it, just tell them, that's the way they live. That's how they do. They love each other. They love their child, and so be it. On to the next thing. Jennifer, Bianca, jump in on this thing. What was your reaction when you heard this story? Either one of you can go first.
Go ahead, Bianca. It's best to choose somebody, Jonathan, because nobody's just going to jump on you.
Oh, okay, all right. I know that moving forward. Bianca, what are your thoughts on this? I don't know if you've heard it or not.
I have heard it. It's been the buzz around town.
Yeah,
Okay. Um,
yeah.
Again, like you said, I can understand why Snoop may have felt uncomfortable with this. Do we even know how old the grandchild is?
Probably no older than 10. I'm assuming it's a young child, especially if they're going to see the Buzz Lightyear
Like,
movie. Probably younger, maybe like
His
6 or 7,
grand,
maybe 8.
yeah, because his baby, well, his children really just started having babies within the last 5 years. So I would say young.
Okay.
okay, so I can understand that. Probably what he should have done was directed that conversation to the parents. Directed to the parents to see how they want to move forward with the conversation if he was so uncomfortable with it, because again, like you said, if he's uncomfortable and he don't know what to say, he can come off and say the wrong things, and now you could be putting embedding something in the child's mind that's not really that.
Right.
So if he don't feel comfortable having the conversation, cool, I understand. Just give it to the child parents. However, I do feel like it's something that needs to be addressed because, as you stated, that's life. That is the world. Everybody in the world have free will to love who they love. And
Hmm.
again, he could have kept it as simple as that. They love each other. They're with each other now. How he probably got stuck about us explaining the baby part.
Hmm.
Okay. Now that be confusing as well, especially for a young child. They don't know nothing about in vitro or what you call surrogates and all of that.
Right.
So they probably don't understand that. But I do feel like he should have said something so that the child wouldn't be in a state of such a huge state of confusion.
Confusion, right.
His teacher may live that lifestyle. His best friend might have parents that live that lifestyle. So how you going to explain it to him then when he going over to the house? So it is definitely a conversation that needed to be had. And again, if he couldn't have it, then I would just say give it to the parents to let them handle it. They know how best to explain things to their child. So at least he left it alone and didn't
Right.
cause no confusion.
Exactly. Because it could have gone real left. Like it could have gone real left. Jennifer, what are your thoughts?
I'm not totally sure about his point in telling that story. For
Hmm.
me, I believe it just puts another kind of like a little layer of ignorance on him for me.
Yeah.
Um, now, I respect the ask your parents, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I respect that. But one thing I think is really respectable in the children's movies and stuff like that is that they're showing all kinds of different lifestyles, because if they're able to see it represented, we'd have less children feel like the way that I feel is never going to be acceptable to anybody. And I believe it certainly does help with children that, have contemplated ending their lives and stuff like that because of people being bullied. And if it's with education, we have more people that's understanding of other lifestyles rather than demonizing it or making it something weird or wrong and stuff like that, so that people could feel I mean, we don't necessarily have to be accepting of it, but we can know like, hey, this is happening and that's how it happens. Now I think maybe the conversation, like you said, Bianca and Jonathan, about the baby part, I think that may have been the issue, or maybe he simply wasn't paying attention to the movie to figure out how it came about, the baby came about.
Hmm.
But it just makes me wonder about his intelligence, because there's so many ways to explain. Well, there's a lot of ways two women can get babies. They can get it like
Hmm.
this, like that, like this, and like
Hmm.
that. And to be honest, some of those options don't even require hot sexual relations.
Right.
So maybe he just didn't like the thought of maybe having to explain where babies come from. Maybe that's what it was. Now, if that was the case, in such a sensitive topic, he should have highlighted, I don't think I want to have the conversation about where babies come from with that child. And I think there would have been a lot more understanding of that. You know what I'm saying?
Got it.
Mhm.
Yep.
And then maybe we could say that he's an older fella and he didn't know how to even have this conversation with the world, much less his grandson to make it.
Right.
So I'm just trying to figure out why he even said it. That's my why he talk about this.
Right, especially since this movie has not been in theaters in a couple of years. So the story sounds like it might be a couple of years old and is just now coming out. Like, there are movie theaters that play old movies in the theater, but I doubt he's going to one of them $5 movie theaters that's
Like, why
playing
is
them
he even
old
talking
movies from
about it?
years ago. Yeah, so it's interesting, but it did not surprise me. It did not surprise me at all that that happened to him. Like that, he doesn't seem like the type that discusses those types of things. He's just like, let them people do what they do. As long as you ain't coming my way, you're probably okay with me. But
but I don't think that he understood or thought about. Maybe I should make this conversation more specific because people may think I'm saying something or declaring something.
Got it. Yeah.
Because when I heard it, I was like, it doesn't necessarily sound that homophobic, but for me to say anything's homophobic is wrong because I am not homo. So I have to lean on what the community is saying, and a lot of them felt a jab. So
yeah.
I feel like a lot of people in the community feel a jab just because it's a topic of conversation sometimes as well, and that there are already so many people prejudging them and that just have hatred in their heart. It's tons of hate crime against the LGBTQ plus community. So anytime they hear an inkling of something, they're on edge. They're like alert. Because when I heard it, I didn't take it as he was taking a dig at the community.
Yeah.
I heard it as if like that was a real uncomfortable conversation.
I don't know how to say it.
I don't know how to say it. So I didn't look at it as a jab at all. I've seen him out with friends, really good friends on his page and stuff like that. He hang around people of the community. So Jonathan, like you said, he's probably like, if y'all do, everybody do what they want to do. Everybody live their life. It's yours to live. I don't care. But just having that conversation with a child, because kids ask questions and they could be annoying. So
it was the baby part, not them being
that's what I was just
the
saying.
baby part.
The baby part. So then he say, okay, well, they got a surrogate. Well, what is a surrogate? And how does that work? So he probably like, this ain't for me.
Okay.
Right.
But why mention it though? I'm with you on that one, Jen.
That's a tiptoe kind of conversation. Like to have it public, like no.
Yeah. No. And as a member of the LGBTQIA plus community, I didn't take any jabs from it whatsoever. I don't think there was anything homophobic about the statement or the story itself. He was just an uncomfortable grandfather having an uncomfortable conversation with his grandchild, and something that he had no knowledge of. And so, I mean, yeah, he's a man of a certain age. That's not his thing, and he don't get into that. I didn't know that he hung around those in the community, so that's a great thing to hear. I'm so glad that I had a feeling he would be more accepting in some way, shape, or form, because I never heard him say anything derogatory towards us whatsoever. So, and that's something that's very prevalent in the rap game. Used to be prevalent in the rap game. This doesn't happen nearly as much as it used to, but
because they're around too many of them now.
Exactly, and they all up and through the rap
game. And then they're around. Well, let me stop.
Any comments, Jennifer, before we move
forward? Unveiled Vibration says tennis and golf both have issues of supremacy. Miss Kim says Snoop is going MAGA. Now I don't believe that. I believe he's centering money and not being very cautious of the conversations he have behind a hot mic.
Agreed.
Oh gosh, Tammy says yes, he is, Miss Kim. Ooh. All right, I'll listen. Unveiled Vibration says, I believe Snoop wants to have the conversation, but he lacks the knowledge of how to get it started. And I kind of think that's a part of that.
Yeah,
But you know how clips work. I didn't hear the whole thing. I didn't hear the
me
whole interview.
either.
None of us
Yeah,
did, right?
Right.
right.
So maybe they might have had more, but like I don't know what to say with that.
Yeah,
Because he didn't say anything negative. I was like, I don't get down with that
at
homo
all.
emperor. He didn't say none of that. So
No,
I don't know. Miss Kim says he's been in the industry too long. He has seen some things, I'm sure.
absolutely.
That's all.
All right, so I don't know if I'm going to explain this next story, the right way with all the details that are needed. So Jennifer, Bianca, kick in whenever need be. So there's a whole thing going on with Tamar Braxton and Funky Dineva. So Tamar Braxton, she posted sometime either earlier this week or last week. I believe it was earlier this week that she woke up in a pool of red stuff, the red stuff that's inside of our bodies, missing 4 teeth, almost lost her life. We didn't get a full explanation as to how that happened, how that came about. I don't know if she knows how that came about, if it actually did come about in any way, shape, or form, because there was no explanation as to how it happened. However, she was pictured out in, I think was she in Atlanta or Miami with Funky Dineva partying? Was it Miami?
I believe it was Miami.
Okay.
She choking on her wad.
Say what?
She choking on her wad.
Oh, I'm sorry, Bianca. I didn't mean to do that to you. But
I think it might be my fault.
okay. It was both of y'all's reactions when I first brought up the story. But anyways, so a lot of people assume that Funky Dineva either had something to do with what happened to Tamar or could have helped her in her plight to get better or to get some type of get some type of help in that situation. And so Funky Dineva, in response to all of this backlash towards him, said, I don't know what happened to that lady. And a lot of people took that vernacular as, they know him as a friend of Tamar. He was in the ad for her visual EP that's coming out or whatever the case might be. He was in that ad. I also saw L'Oreal from, I think it was season 3 or season 4 of the Love and Hip Hop New York.
Do a lot of radio stuff now.
Yeah. And I've seen her do interviews as well. So anyways, I haven't really seen what Tamar has said in response to Funky Dineva, so maybe if you guys can hop in with that. But Funky Dineva is out here defending himself with all that he has. And I did not realize how many fans Tamar Braxton had. Either they're her fans or they're just nosy people from the shade room that are trying to get on his ass. So I don't know, but I will say though, and Ashley Miller also, thank you Jennifer for sending me that TikTok from Ashley Miller. She's been around Tamar, and she says that Tamar is not the best person in the world, and she's just that, and anybody who gets in the face of Iyanla and disrespects her and can only be put in line by her mother, who kind of threatens her, then well, yeah, she did threaten her because she had that finger pointed, honey. But anyways,
I know something.
Okay, so clearly, I have not seen one full episode of Braxton Family Values, and the reason why is because of Tamar Braxton. From the first season, she was always doing the most. From the first season, she was always begging for attention. And that is the type of person that I am not interested in watching whatsoever. So that kind of gave me an inclination of who she was. I will admit, I bought her first album and I loved it. She's an amazing vocalist. She's has a great voice. I call her the soprano Toni Braxton because, she does sound like Toni, but she can reach the higher notes. So I enjoy her artistry. However, her as a person, her personality, the way that she moves, the way that she operates with people outside, outside of her home, it's troublesome. It's not something that people look up to. It's not something that people take lightly. So Jennifer, how about you go first? Because you shed a little bit more light on the story, anything that I might have missed, and then your reaction to what all is going on.
So, and I know Bianca might even give even more, because we all some in tune people. Let me tell you something. Um, so Tamar put out what she put out. People put together that Funky Dineva and Tamar were together. Um, during his birthday weekend. I don't know if y'all
Mhm.
know, but we share the same birthday, me and Funky Dineva, August 20th. Bunch of Leos out here.
Mhm.
So, um, when he had said, I should have sent you that whole video because he made a video, like a 20-minute video, just giving the whole timeline. It was wonderful. P. I mean, not P.S., but moving on. Look, I still got a little bit of sickness in me. I'm
It's
gonna be
okay. We
Okay.
can't tell though. We really can't tell.
and I hope y'all won't be able to, because I'm about to be on the purposes of doing a whole lot of hacking and coughing soon. I feel it.
Mm.
Anywho, moving on and moving forward, he explained that he said, "Hey, Greg, you know what I'm saying? What
Why?
happened? What's going on? Because this is what you put out." She just, kind of brushed it off. Hey, hey, okay, we good. You know what I'm saying? Friend, hey,
Mm.
friend. Then he asked again, like, yo, they really coming down on me. What is going on? Because he has his show that he does on YouTube. So he said there were 17,000 people trying to find out what happened to Tamar.
Mhm.
She said, what, she didn't say anything, right, Bianca?
I don't think she did.
She didn't respond to him. And no, no, no. No, she
Yeah.
responded that she was in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
She was in
Okay.
recovery. And he said, when you have a friend that's in recovery, that's in the hospital, look, you get well. I'm a weather this. That's what he said.
Yep.
Mm.
It continues to go on. You remember what happened next, Bianca?
Mm-hmm. So can we just rewind it back?
I have no
Okay.
time because I knew you would. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Mhm. So they were out for his birthday.
Mhm.
Now
So
Tamar
she was
was
out in
looking like,
Miami with him.
mm-hmm. She looked
Okay.
like she was taking over the birthday celebration, honey. It's his birthday, and she walking in, dancing, doing all this carrying on, and then she left with him that night. Everybody saw them leave the club together. Got in the car, went to her house. The thing that pissed me off with Tamar is going back to her original post. It said she woke up in the pool
Right.
with missing teeth, a fractured nose by my friend.
Oh, by her. Oh,
By my
that's
friend.
why people assumed it was Funky. Okay.
And they assumed it was him because he was the last person that was with her the night before. They were out till like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And then here
Gotcha.
we go, 9 something o'clock, and this is what you posting.
Hmm.
So that was one thing. And then when he went live, he was trying not to address anything at all, but everybody in the comments like, "Bump, what you talking about? What's going on with Tamar?" And he was so frustrated. He was like, "I don't know what happened to that lady. Like, why y'all coming at me saying that it was me doing something to that woman? I did not do nothing to her." He was
Right.
very frustrated about it. So
Hmm.
he's hitting her up, asking her what's going on. She hit him up, talking about she missing 4 teeth, and can you give me Dr. Heavenly number?
Before you continue,
Mhm.
one thing I really hate about this, I hated that people automatically started saying that he's not a good friend because he called her that lady. And I'm
Hmm.
like, you're apparently not that man's fan, or you
Right.
haven't listened. He called everybody that lady.
Everybody.
It was not a derogatory term.
Right.
It was just that lady. It wasn't disassociating himself from her.
Right.
It's just a term that he uses all the time, and that really
Often.
upset me. Like, y'all apparently these are a bunch of nine funky Dineva listeners saying that this is how. Okay, go ahead, Bianca. I'm so sorry.
Well, no, because I want to come in on what you just said right then, because it wasn't. So they must not watch Funky Dineva.
Right.
However, if he was disassociating his self from her, to God be the glory.
Okay.
To God be the glory. So
Okay.
come on the next day. Next thing you know, Oh, that's then the rumors came out about her and Medicis. So her and Medicis messing around. They doing this and this and that. They caught him leaving the house. So another day. Now this is a story on top of Funky Dineva. Then she boom drop her EP. So Funky Dineva is like, I know this one a scam, a scheme that you just put together and
That
used
Todd
me
set
at your
up.
expense. And he even said, if you would have told me, I would have been in on it with you. But you
Wow.
ain't say nothing. Didn't say a word. So can't respect her for that. But he's texting her like, hey, this blowing up. People are really coming at me. This is my life, my career we talking about. Like, what are we doing? Nothing. So when that EP posted on the Shade Room, he went up under the comments and was like, okay, since you want to play, you don't want to respond. I got something for you. Went off. Next thing you know, Tamar and them trying to call him on the three-way. So now you want to say something. Now you can pick up the phone and call me. Now you're okay. And
Mm.
nothing's wrong with you. Tamar, if you don't go on away from here, she tapped dance on my last good nerve. I can't stand her, never could stand her. Y'all give her a lot of grace with that voice. All the way home about the best song
Woo!
she got.
A
And it's
lot
an
of praise.
amazing song too. I love that song.
I
Um,
her. I never liked her. Her personality, she just give me mm,
woof.
and
Her personality is very grating. It's like nails on a chalkboard to me. It's like, what? Why do you have to be this way? It's
Just
terrible.
just to hop on in here. Oh wait, hold on.
in Atlanta.
Please, okay, Miss Kim, she's clued in as well. Let me say everything she got to say. She says, Miss Kim said, I was hoping you would discuss this. I am confusion behind this story. I never believed Funky Dineva did anything nefarious. Agreed. I
Hmm.
love Funky Dineva. He's never been that dude. And if that was something that he would have done, he would have done that a long time ago to I don't want to say her name, but you know that lady
Hmm.
from Atlanta.
Yeah.
Okay. Um they were in Atlanta. Funky left the next day to celebrate his birthday in Miami. Thank you so much for the
Gotcha.
clarity. Miss Kim says Tamar equals drama.
Very much so.
Um, Unveiled Vibration says Funky Dineva. Excuse me, Free Funky. That lady, that lady is doing the most again. This is a stunt until I see a police report or a 911 call clip. No, it was a stunt. It was proven it was a stunt.
Yeah.
It was a stunt.
It never
Um,
happened.
Miss Kim says, no, they were in Atlanta celebrating. Funky wasn't planning on going out for his birthday because he was planning to turn up in Miami. Oh, well, okay. So Tamar kept asking him to go out, so she did.
At the birthday dinner, yeah.
A
Mm.
Right.
set up. Um, Miss Kim says she posted that IG story about being found by her friend in a pool of that stuff, missing teeth and fractured nose. Then she texts him for Heavenly's phone number. And of course, that's all he knew, and that's what he said.
Yeah.
It all I could keep on thinking is like this is just the icing on the cake of Tamar's horribleness,
Right.
because I've seen some behind the scenes things happen to people that I love as well against, from her.
Right.
See. Mm-mm.
So this is all I needed. I'm now able to say with a clear conscience, Tamar is not a good person.
Mm.
She's not a good. Well, and of course, if you're not a good person, you're apparently not going to be a good friend.
Yeah.
Can be.
And I hate, and I'm using that clearly and concisely. I hate that Funky let somebody like her in that much. I have to say that there are some friendships that I'd be like, I don't know about that, but you be friends with them. Like,
Right.
like with Quad, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that there's something that we don't see often, and she turns on for the cameras. And I kind of believe that though.
I believe that too. Just like New
I
York.
really
I
do.
do believe that. She knows what to do.
Yeah, and in New York, like they know what to do when they get on. So I'm pretty, because you've never heard people talk crazy about New York
Come
in
on.
their friendships. You never heard
Right.
too many crazy things about Quad outside of Married to Medicine.
Come
Absolutely.
So
on.
hearing, and there's been so many other violations that Tamar has done against people, it's like for you to use somebody in that way and then say, Funky, please don't do it. This is my life. I put so much money into this EP. So Funky
You couldn't
Dynamic.
think of that before you set this whole thing up, girl?
No,
No,
because fake for him. It
no.
ain't his life neither.
So Funky Dineva doesn't have his whole life wrapped up into his name and who he is, and sponsors and people trusting him for being this person. But you about to put a body on him?
And
Collateral
then
damage. That's all Funky Dineva was to Tamar. Collateral damage, child.
icing on the cake. I love you. I know you're mad. We'll make up later.
That's the most trash thing I've ever heard any person say in the meantime of knowing that they've done something so
Egregious.
Egregious. Yep.
egregious. That's the word.
Yes.
Something so egregious to somebody that's supposed to be your friend.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
Like,
and the fact that it seems as though she does not care how this makes her look. I don't think she cares how this makes her look because, you know, she doesn't care how anything she does makes her look because she keeps on doing the same, the bad stuff.
She cares. Avell Vibration says he was expendable.
Yes. Right. Collateral
He's
damage.
a blogger friend that I know that's popular. I'm going to just use that for this.
And then I feel like she used him for the particular reason of what he said. He was like, I knew exactly as soon as y'all heard this, y'all was gonna jump on the bandwagon because y'all hate me that much. So you went to the person out of all these people and celebrities, you know, you went to him because you knew that it would be most believable for the masses to think that he
so many people hate
so dirty like this.
They want him to be that guy.
Yes.
Exactly.
He's never been that guy. And all the things that they've held against Funky Dineva, the things that he has said out loud, yeah, I've done this, I've done that. That certainly was me. But he's never been a liar. And he's never talked about how he's put hands on anybody. Now, I've heard him talk about fights and what has happened in this fight and that fight, but he's never talked about him being the aggressor or him being in it.
Right, fighting.
I've never heard him being violent with people. I've heard him verbally assassinate. And he's done pretty well. Especially, okay, hold on. First of all, I am biased. I love Funky Dineva. I've been here since my hair is laid like Joseline Hernandez. From the beginning, okay?
Nessa girl.
I've been and when he was going through a rough time, that time before he moved down to Miami, I was going through a rough time as I was moving to Atlanta. When he read that woman, I was living in a hotel. And that was just one of those things that gave me joy. He was able to fight to get out of that.
Right.
And he was able to spray that woman with truth. And I loved it. So, and this is also, wasn't that also around the time, like, it was a whole, like, the Queen's Court and stuff like that was still going on and all that stuff?
I think so.
It was a fun time that kept me alive. So, this is crazy. This whole thing is crazy. And for Tamar to be so egregious, but you know what? She's going to get what she deserved. To be honest, can I keep it funky with y'all?
Keep it funky.
They weren't going to buy the EP anyway. Let's be real.
In ways, I was waiting on somebody to say it.
Okay. Wasn't happening. Let's move on to the last story real quick because I do need to speak on this.
She can't blame him for that. Okay.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna shut up.
Okay, you good. So apparently there's this woman who is suing Cardi B for an assault that allegedly took place almost 7 years ago. Jennifer, if you want to read that comment for us real quick.
Coco Golf won.
Yes, awesome. Thank you so much for the update, Miss Tammy. Love you, girl. So this was around the time Cardi B's around the time of Cardi B's first pregnancy. And she wanted to go to an OBGYN discreetly. So she went on a Saturday, and this doctor's office is typically only open for a couple of hours on this Saturday, and the doctor's office is on the 5th floor. And she was accosted by a security guard that was supposed to be working on the 1st floor. And she heard the security guard saying, "Oh, it's Cardi B. Oh, it's Cardi B." And Cardi B's used to this. She's famous at this time. And so she turns around, and the woman, when she first saw her, she saw her on the phone with the phone to her ear. But then when she turned around, the phone was out in front of her, like she was recording Cardi B. Like she was recording Cardi B. Camera open. Okay. And Cardi's like, "Why are you recording me? Ain't you supposed to be working, girl? Like this ain't part of your job description, honey. Like what you doing?" And the security guard, this was a female security guard. I can't even remember her name, and I've watched all these videos about her, but that's how much that matters to me. But anyways, and so she said her response was, "Because I can." And so apparently a receptionist came out to break up the fight. And also the doctor who saw Cardi B after this altercation took place came out and separated them. Now, the security guard who accosted Cardi B, she did end up getting fired as a result of this altercation. She claims that Cardi B spit in her face. She also claims that Cardi B scratched her face, scratched her nose. She did a deposition. Apparently, her testimony on the stand is different from her deposition. Cardi B has taken the stand on a number of occasions with 2 different wigs. Hey, okay, 2 different beautifully styled wigs. Honey, that blonde wig was everything, honey. And that fur that she went up there with, every time that she lifted up her hands to see the flashiness around the wrist, girl, it was just giving me opulence, everything, honey. But anyways, Cardi B has been hilarious on the stand. This woman who's bringing up this lawsuit against Cardi, I don't even know how much money she's asking for, but I'm sure it's in the millions.
24 million.
24 million. Thank you so much for that, Jennifer. Her lawyer has to be one of the most incompetent lawyers that I'll watch so much true crime stuff. However, I have never heard a lawyer who sounds like he may not even have a high school diploma. He literally asked Cardi B, "Yesterday you came here with short black hair. Today you're on the stand with long blonde hair. Which one is your hair?" But what does her hair have to
now?
Okay, what does her hair have to do with this alleged altercation that happened? And he also revealed that, his client had VD when, well, I don't know if I can say that on YouTube, but I guess I just did. While I think a psychiatrist or some type of doctor was on the stand, that was a psychiatrist or doctor for the plaintiff here. The plaintiff was on the stand, and her testimony was different from the deposition when Cardi B's lawyer was asking her, "Did you say this during the deposition?" She was like, "It's right there. It's there." Or she didn't recall certain things. The receptionist clearly backs up Cardi B's side of the story. What the doctor said clearly backs up Cardi B's side of the story. I'm fully expecting for Cardi B to win this trial. Not only do I love Cardi B as my fellow Libra sister, but she's just amazing in everything that she does, not only musically, but just in her life in general and her personality. Like, people gravitate towards her because of who she is. And the fact that she had people in the courtroom laughing out loud further tells me... And with the way that Cardi B is, I feel like if she put hands on the hoe, she more than likely would have agreed or just fessed up to it. But I think by that point, Cardi B knew, well, I'm in a position where I can't be putting my hands on people because they can sue me and try to get all my money. So I'm gonna just, keep back. I'm gonna give her this verbal wrath. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get you with my words. And the plaintiff's lawyer asked her, "Well, what were the exact words that you said to this woman?" And he wanted her to look at the plaintiff while she was reciting the word. I'm Team Cardi B. Jennifer, Bianca, to close this thing out, Have y'all heard of this case? And and don't feel as though you're limited on time. It doesn't matter what time we end the show. Just let me know what your thoughts are on this case, because I want full version of what y'all think.
Hey Bianca, were you paying attention to this one?
I saw clips. I've seen a ton of clips, but didn't know those great details until Jonathan just gave them. But it doesn't, so I'll go. So it doesn't surprise me. Cardi B is hilarious anyway. She's a person that everybody loves. And again, you are at work. Why is your phone out in my face recording me while I'm going to this, first of all, this type of doctor visit? Why are you doing that? So I'm glad Cardi B, remains calm. But anybody else would have knocked the phone out of hand and then put it upside the head, if you ask me.
And you know what, to be honest, I believe the only reason why she didn't do that was just for, I don't know if y'all might have seen, oh gosh, the clips about describing the woman and her
stature,
her the attorney was asking the attorney was asking, so are you as tall? How tall is she? Is the security guard? And Cardi was like, she's around my height, And she says, how much, like how much does you weigh? Did you call her fat? Or you basically he was basically trying to get her to say that she was fat.
Okay, gotcha.
But she's a thinker.
That's right. Yes, she is.
Get the words.
Uh-huh.
She said she's security built.
Okay. Yes. Top flight security, y'all.
The way she had me laughing at that one. And even before she got to security built, she said I mean
big. Okay.
She's right there.
Do you see that? She's right there. And she was so cute. I love her. She said, well, I was 130 pounds at the time.
Right. Okay.
I mean,
you picking up what I'm putting down?
What you want me to say?
I was just trying to get my cat checked on. She said my cat on the stand. My cat.
I love it. I love every bit of
it. I love that girl.
Yeah.
And on top of that, I want to know, have you guys seen the pictures of the scars that she supposedly left?
Where were the scars? I saw no scarring whatsoever. None.
I saw a video from Court TV. The analyst, she says, everybody put your glasses on because you're going to need them.
Oh. No.
She said, look at this
picture. Can we blow it up a little bit to make it easier to see? Because I'm having trouble finding the scarring, honey.
So it's true. I do know the most about this case. So let me just tell y'all just some more tidbits about it. The receptionist that got in between Cardi and the security guard lady that was security built, she actually got a little scratch, got a little blood
from the security guard, right?
She didn't say who, but she put it out there and saying, when I got in between Cardi and the security guard, I was facing the security guard. Cardi was behind me. And they were trying to they were asking, what basically was, that horrible attorney was asking, were there any fists going and stuff? It's like, well, she was behind me. I couldn't see if that was the case. But she was, from what the doctor could see, the receptionist was the only one that had an issue. No issue to go to a plastic surgeon for.
Plastic surgeon.
Wait a minute now.
You know that plastic surgeon just taking your money, honey. And that's where she had them pictures taken, right? Because she didn't take no pictures herself.
No, she took pictures, but they're in a phone that she no longer has.
How convenient.
How many times they say that on Judge Judy? I don't have that phone no more.
I
That
don't
phone
have
is
that phone no more.
destroyed. I lost
You
that
know you
phone.
got that phone. And if you would have had that phone, to be honest, for all we know, she's still on that phone. Okay.
Okay.
Anywho,
And did you not get those pictures transferred to your new phone? But hey,
well, I
go
mean,
ahead, Judge.
a lot of people have iPhones. Ain't it
Right.
in the cloud?
Yeah.
Anywho, moving on and moving forward. So, I'm over here hearing myself because Tyrone's listening to us. Anyway, so another thing that I was thinking about was just the fact that it took her, I heard 4 years to go to the doctor.
What?
This is a joke.
And even if it was the scar's still not going to be there after 4 years. Go ahead, Jennifer. I keep
Pay to get her security bill fixed.
And the reason why her VD, her discharge came into question, why it was yelled out by her lawyer did her dirty.
Incompetence.
He was saying, so what they were talking to a psychologist that was hired by Cardi's team.
Mm.
That psychologist was used to look over all of the notes and the what's it called, the deposition and everything of the plaintiff. Okay.
Right.
He believes, the psychologist doesn't believe that there is any kind of like issues, because they could have been brought up during all of those doctor's visits.
Right.
That she had for the discharge. He's saying when you go to the doctor, they ask, hey, how are you feeling psychologically? Saying she didn't bring those kind of issues up during those doctor's appointments.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's suing for them.
Right. Yeah.
I gotta remember, this happened in 2018.
7 years ago.
I can't.
I want to make sure y'all know, though I love her, I'm not crazy. But I did say, when I first heard about it, oh gosh, Cardi, she might have did this one.
Yeah, because it wouldn't surprise me if she did. But at the same time, if she did, I think she would just own up to it. Yeah, I hit that hoe. And she had it coming.
Because she's never been a liar all this time.
And she ain't never been no scary bitch, okay? Ain't scared of nothing. I ain't never scared.
Miss Kim says, so Cardi was scrapping in a stairwell while pregnant. Okay, I don't believe the ex-security guard. Oh yeah, and the reason why she's ex-security guard, it wasn't even because of Cardi, because she trying to sue because Cardi got her fired, right? That's what she's saying.
Mm-hmm.
It was that doctor that Cardi came to visit that called the next day. And they were in a meeting, including that security guard, about the situation.
Mm.
How you don't know who got you fired? Okay.
And like I said earlier, the security guard was working on the first floor. This doctor's office was on the 5th floor. She followed Cardi B up to the 5th floor to record her.
Now, I do believe it is a possibility as a security guard, you need to secure the whole building. It's okay for her to be up there, but to record, that's where the problem lies for me.
But I heard that the receptionist told her to get back down, to get back to her station.
Yeah,
I just heard that. She said that.
Yeah, she did. She certainly said, "What are you doing?"
Right.
But liberty, like, come on.
Exactly.
Just be walking freely through the daggone building. Everybody's stopping her. She's trying to get to an appointment. She have an agenda.
And what's even worse, this was before anybody knew she wasn't showing, Bianca. She wasn't showing. This was before anybody knew she was pregnant. She didn't even tell her team. Her security guard, her bodyguard that she usually goes with, he didn't know. So she even on the stage, like, I don't want my security guard knowing, my bodyguard knowing that I'm over here trying to get my cat looked at. You know what I'm saying? So you're not telling everybody that.
Right.
Oh, Lord Jesus. It's crazy. Unveiled Vibration says, leave Cardi alone. She ain't hurt nobody, man. Come on, dog. And Flames for the new album coming out. I'm happy about that. I even like I like all the stuff that's just come out thus far though. Miss Kim says this happened 7 years ago. I can't remember what I did 7 days ago.
Come on, Miss Kim. Come on, tell us the truth, honey, child.
And I hate the fact that we keep bringing up scars. I know she's suing for them, but like, what scars?
Where are they? Where?
A free payday.
Above Vibration says, I think it happened before. No, it was before. It was 7 years ago. And he said, oh, 7 years ago. Come on, dog. And the last thing I want to say, now that I'm seeing Cardi on the stand talking about I didn't touch her. It was a verbal altercation. She says, I was concerned that this big is about to beat my.
She knows she's not fighting above her weight class. Okay,
I'm
she
sorry.
knows what she can do.
I added the big part. I'm sorry, guys.
Okay.
Or she just playing it smart. She knows she probably could have tripped up and knocked her upside her head. But guess what? I was and I'm over here like this. Y'all ain't catching me up in nothing. I ain't touched her. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it.
That's it's the attorney that's making this worse. He's trying to ask her, well, are you disabled? Well, yes, I am. I was pregnant.
If I'm pregnant. Yes, I am disabled. There's plenty of I can't do when I'm pregnant. Would you like a list?
Telling me I should have knocked upside the head. Why you asking me am I disabled? You telling me I should have knocked upside the head. Thank you. Take your advice next time.
And then that crazy man was trying to get her upset on the stand. Well, you tell her what you said last time. He's like, you want me to tell?
Well, she wanted her to face her while she was reciting what she said to her. But I tell you one thing, Cardi B got a good lawyer, because when I say he was objecting to almost every question,
every word that came out of that man's mouth,
that woman's lawyer was asking her, and a lot of those objections were sustained. A whole lot of those objections were sustained because we're dealing with a lawyer who is incompetent. Child. Anyways, Jennifer, Bianca, why don't you share with the people your social media contacts for the good peoples?
So I'm just Bianca Edwards everywhere, y'all.
Do I have it? I don't have it. Oh. She's Bianca Edwards. It's that you look down there. Tell her to point down here like this. The other way.
The other one.
Yeah, there we go. There, it's right there.
Yeah.
That's her.
Oh,
that's it.
Oh, that is hilarious. Okay, that's Bianca Edwards. Y'all follow her. My name is Jennifer McCullum. I'm Delilah Leo. You can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on TikTok, and especially YouTube. I'm trying not to hack.
Okay. We also go live on. Oh, you want to go ahead, Jennifer?
No, you can go because once again, I'm trying not to hack.
Okay, we also go live every Saturday morning at 10-ish a.m. with Faithful Warrior Ministries. So be sure to join us. Find us on YouTube. Just type in Faithful Warrior Ministries. We should pop right on up. We go live every Saturday morning for prayer and fellowship. So join us this Saturday if you ain't doing nothing at 10-ish a.m. And we'll see you there. You guys can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is JoJo_speaks3020. My Facebook is Jonathan Lee. My email is williamjonathanlee@gmail.com. My Cash App is $Jonathan Lee 07. That's $JONATHANLEE 07. Thank y'all so much for joining us for this Hot Topics and Social Commentary show. I love you guys for watching. Make sure y'all join me next week. Same time, same place, same beautiful faces. Until then, we'll say bye for now. Y'all have a wonderful and safe weekend. Stay cool out there because I know it's hot outside that door. Love y'all for watching. Have a good one. Bye, y'all.
Bye. I'll turn it off.